Hey kiddos, we're back for another lesson of multiplication for area. So we're on lesson 5, so that is page 51 in our thick math books. Find the area of combined rectangles. So sometimes rectangles are more than one rectangle together. I can break apart a figure and made up of combined rectangles to find the area. I can multiply to find the area. So we're gonna take a shape, we're gonna break it apart into different rectangles, find the area of both of those, and put them back together, okay? Mrs. Lyon draws a design to represent a hallway in her school. Show 2 ways to find the area in the hallway. Each is 1 square foot. So here is the hallway. Now, you can break it apart, right? So we can multiply it the one way and not break it apart. So we have how many rows? 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. So I can do 4 times how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 4 times 10, right? So 4 times 10 we know is 40, and then it's feet squared. So 40 feet squared for one way to figure it out. Now breaking it apart, we can cut this in half. Okay, that's breaking it apart. So one rectangle is a 4 by 5, and the other one is a 4 by 5. So you can do 4 times 5 equals 20. The other rectangle, we could do 5 times 4 equals 20. And then we're gonna put those together. We have 20 plus 20 to find the total, which is 40. Now, we know how to multiply by 10, right? Skip counting by 10 is easy, but when you have bigger numbers that you wanna break up, like a 15, you can do it like a 5 and a 10, and it makes it easier. That's why we're breaking it up, so you can break up big multiplication problems, okay? What is the area of the hallway? We said it was 40 feet squared. This hallway is a rectangle, right? So we can just multiply. But sometimes hallways turn, right? And that's why we're showing you how to break up a rectangle. And also to make it smaller numbers to multiply, it's easier. Alrighty, I'm gonna turn the page here. Okay, we are on page 52. Build your understanding. We are gonna practice this together. Maisie draws the floor plan below to represent a music room so she can help organize the instruments. What is the area of the music room floor? Notice this is not a rectangle. There are 2 rectangles together. What smaller figures do you see on the floor plan, right? We see square meters, so we can count them. How can you find the area of the smaller figures? We can count the squares, right? Because they're already in squares, we can count them. So how can you find the area? We can count the squares. What smaller figures do you see on the floor? We see squares, right? That's how we can count them. Show one way to find the area. So we can just simply count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that part is 16. I'm just gonna write it down so I know. Then down here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So if I add these together, I'm going to have 41. So here together, I can count one by one. That's gonna take me longer. So I broke it apart to count them. So the area is 41, and it said, square meters. Meters squared, 41. Okay, what equation can you write to combine the areas of the smaller rectangles? All right, we can combine them by writing an equation. So here's the equation right here. We did 16, right? And we added it to 25, because I counted those rectangles separately, and I got to 41. All right, that's an equation. Equation is a math sentence. You're multiplying, dividing, adding or subtracting. That's an equation. Alrighty? What is the area of the music room floor? Again, 41. We said 41. I already wrote it. Write 41. Now let's turn and practice this a little bit more over here. All right. So we're gonna step it out. Celia draws a diagram of a figure she plans to paint a mural. What is the area of this mural? Draw a horizontal or vertical line to break apart smaller rectangles. We are gonna go horizontal. Horizontals across, verticals up and down. And how I remember that is they talk about basketball, like how high somebody can jump, they call it their vertical, right? So that's up. So what I'm gonna do here I'm going to draw a horizontal line because I want to break these up in two smaller rectangles. If I went this way, I wouldn't have two smaller, oh, I guess I could. I can do a rectangle that way, but this way I like it easier. Alrighty? So I'm going to multiply to find this top rectangle. So it goes 4 by 2. 4 times 2. So that rectangle has 8 squares. Then this down here, this rectangle has 3 by 5. So 3 times 5, and that equals 15, right? So this area is 15, this one is 8. Now, to find the total area, I just have to add those two together, okay? So I'm gonna do 8 plus 15. 8 plus 15 is 23. The area of the mural is 23, and then it's meters squared, okay? Square meters. And I found that right there. I didn't remember it, so I looked there. That's what I do all the time, okay? Alrighty, we're gonna do the same thing down here for check your understanding. So it said draw a vertical or horizontal line. I can go down, I can do a vertical line this time, which I'm gonna try, okay? So I'm gonna go down. And you wanna divide it so you see two rectangles. You don't wanna divide it here where you have an L and a rectangle. You want two rectangles. So this small little rectangle is a 2 by 3 rectangle, so 2 times 3, right? And that equals 6. This larger rectangle is a 5 by 5 rectangle, right? 5 down, 5 across, so that equals 25. So I'm gonna add 6 plus 25, 6 plus 25, and that equals 31. So the total area of this whole thing is 31 square centimeters. Okay, that's how we do that. We are gonna turn the page and we are gonna do some more practice. Alrighty, so here we go. On our own, we should be able to start practicing this. It says, Mr. Evans draws this diagram of a rug for his family room and office. What is the area of the rug? I'm gonna cut it, again, horizontally. I'm gonna go across here. And the reason I went there is because I need this rectangle and this rectangle. Alrighty, so this top rectangle is 2 rows, right? So I have 2, and then it goes across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2 times 9, and I know if I'm multiplying by 2, it's a double. So double 9, I'm gonna get 18. So this top rectangle has 18. This bottom one has 2 by 5. Oh, 2 5s is 10. Right, so my total area is going to be 18 plus 10, which, my friends, 10 more than 18 is 28, and it's square meters again, meters squared. Alrighty, so that's how we're going to break these apart and solve them. Now, when they have squares, it's easy because we can count them, but I want to show you because there are going to be times where there's no squares. So number 3, draw a line to break apart this figure into rectangles and find the area. I'm going to go this way across, super easy. So this is a 1 by 4 rectangle, so I have 1 by 4 is 4, right? This one is 2 by 5, which is 10. So this rectangle down here is 10. This little one at the top is 4. 10 plus 4, 14. All right, now we got this guy over here. I know my light is kind of in the way. Dim it. I just wanted you guys to be able to see. Okay, so we're gonna go across. So I have this rectangle, which is 3 by 4. So that rectangle, I did 3 times 4, that equals 12. This little one down here is 2 by 3. So 2 times 3 is 6. So I have to add 12 plus 6 for my total, which is going to be 18. So 18 square feet for this rectangle. All right, let's take a look over here. Building architects often use combined rectangles when designing buildings. How does adding a porch to my tiny house change the total area of the design? What is the total area of the design? So here's the total area of the design, and now you added a porch, right? So how does it change it? It is adding more area. The porch adds more area. Now the porch is easy, it's a 1 by 4, right? So the porch is 1 times 4, which is 4. You know, we're in square meters. And then let's count this big one down here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 times 8, right? For this big area, because we can cut it here. 9 times 8 is 72. So we have 9 times 8 equals 72 meters squared. And then we have the plus the 4 meters squared for the porch. So we have 72 plus 4 is 76 meters squared. Alrighty. What strategy did you use for number 2? Did you count them or did you multiply them? So you tell me. I multiplied them. If you counted, simply wrote I count. I counted, okay? So now you can do the practice book for this and practice decomposing. That means breaking apart a rectangle and finding the two areas and adding them together. If you have any questions, let us know, and I hope this helped. Have a good one.